Sir,
यो नमो गुरुभ्यः
सर्वो
सर्वविघ्नविरहितः प्रज्ञानघनः
प्रत्यगतो ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि
ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि ॐ
वेदान्तार्थ
विभासकाय गुरवे
शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादिनकेन्द्र सङ्घभवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च कान्त विभासकाय भगवत्पादाभिधां बिभ्रते तस्मै भास्करकृते नमो अस्तु सददं पूर्णाय बोधात्मने
पूर्णाय बोधात्मने ॐ सर्वतन्त्रस्वतन्त्राय सदात्माद्वैतवेदिने श्रीमते शङ्करार्याय वेदान्तगुरवे नमः। योऽवतीर्ण इहाचार्य रूपेण यतीनां मुदे श्रीमन्नारायणं वन्दे तं हरिं करुणानिधिं मननाख्यं प्रकरणं वासुदेवयतीश्वरैः रचितं विस्तरेणाद्य संग्रहेण प्रकाश्यते बालानामुपकाराय मम विज्ञानसिद्धये तत्र श्रीबालगोपाल कृष्णसन्निहितो भवेत् ॐ Now, inquiring about how the Srishti takes place, we now understand that consciousness with the conditioning of Maya becomes the cause of this entire Srishti. And therefore, the world which is comprehended from unmanifest to the gross manifest with various levels in between of gross manifestation and subtle manifestation, and finally the causal manifestation, a causal which is the unmanifest. So the unmanifest, this is the wide range of spectrum. It is a continuum from the unmanifest to the manifest. Now we have understood that in the subtle Srishti, creation, world, we have the Jnanendriyas, Karmendriyas, Pancha pranas, mind and intellect. This mind and intellect only further gets can be seen as ahankara and chitta. So now the author says eta jnanendriya panchakam, karmendriya panchakam, prana panchakam, mano buddhishcha eki bhuya saptadashatmakam sukshma shariram lingakhyam uchyate. The set of five, a pentad of the Jnanendriyas, the organs of knowledge, the pentad of the organs of action, the pentad of the pranas, of the vital airs, and mind and buddhi. So all these together, all these 17 elements together is called as Sukshma Shariram Lingam. There is one word to it as Lingam, athva Linga Shariram. Why is it called as Linga Sharira? It is because Lingyate anena iti lingaha. Something is indicated. So the indication is called as linga. What gets indicated? Okay. Now you see, though there is the gross world of what do they call the stones and rocks is there, but you do not see any sign of consciousness over there. And that's why we say that it does not have any life. What is life after all? Expression of consciousness through these inert layers is called as life. So when the same seed, which is otherwise seen by you as something, as a bead, like a bead, like an inert, just a round shape, when it is soaked in water, and when it starts showing some sign of growth, and some that ankura comes out of it. What is ankura called in English? The sprout. The sprout comes out of it, and then you say it is living. Why? When the consciousness expresses through the inert matter, then you call it as life. So somebody the other day was asking me, is life a precursor to consciousness? Now you look at that. The consciousness is already there, but when it expresses through this inert matter layers, it becomes, you are ready to call it life. So now we have, it is Linga Shariram. Why is it called Linga Shariram? Because with the presence of these, so in case of plants, you may not see, or you may not be able to comprehend Jnanendriya and Karmendriya, etc., or Buddhi and Mana, but at least the prana is seen. That's why you are able to see the growth of the plant. Sometimes the plant may get infested with some sort of a disease, and it starts losing, as if becoming weaker and weaker. So now you all see everything that is like the functions of the pranas over there, correct? And we all know that the trees and plants and grass, they breathe, is not it? They also inhale and exhale. Maybe they do not have lungs like you and me, but they are also exchanging oxygen and absorbing carbon dioxide. So we know that there is the movement of Vayu over there. And so therefore you are seeing the tree is growing, the tree is dying, the tree is fruiting, flowering, withering, so on and so forth. So the prana is seen over there. And so therefore you are ready to call it as something that is living, conscious, may not be as conscious as you are, but there is some sort of expression of the consciousness, correct? In some form. So if you leave a plant in a dark room with just one aperture, opening aperture, sending some sunlight, the plant will start moving in the direction of the sunlight, correct? So you recognize that there is some sort of, there is some sort of, movement of the pranas. Perhaps the buddhi is not like animals and birds or even worms, but there is some function of this sukshma. So it becomes an indication of consciousness. So therefore, the pranas, the karmendriyas, the jnanendriyas, the mind, the buddhi, all these are the indications of consciousness. They help you understand consciousness. And therefore, all this is called as linga shariram. Therefore, the sukshma deha is called as linga shariram. Lingyate anena iti lingaha. Just as you have the Shivalinga. So what is the Shivalinga? It is the indication of Parameshwara. Correct? It is the indication of Parameshwara. And therefore it is called as Linga, Shivalinga. Idameva bhoga sadhanam. Now this Sukshma Sharira is the bhoga sadhanam. Sadhanam means it is the instrument, apparatus, a tool through which experiences are gained. Now, whether you are experiencing joy or sorrow, hey, is not, we are not going to concern ourselves. But whether irrespective of the fact, whether it is joy or sorrow, it is an experience that is gained. And how do you gain that experience? Through what? So there is this bhoga sadhanam. And so this is the sukshma sharira. Okay. So when people are asking, Atma leaves the Sharira, Atma nahi. Just the Sukshma Sharira leaves the Sthula Deha, the gross body. And this Sukshma Sharira is such that the reflection of consciousness is possible in this. What is possible? You have two surfaces. Let us say in South India also you have observed that there is this granite stone. So the sunlight falls on the granite stone and then it does not get reflected. But when that granite is highly polished, like mirror, the same stone will start showing the reflection. Okay? Why? Depending upon the material, the medium, now reflection of the consciousness or expression of the consciousness is possible. Like that, everything, though entire Srishti is Trigunatmika. Pay attention to this. The entire Srishti is Trigunatmika. Yet, it is here in this Sukshma Deha, the matra, the measure of Sattva Guna is more. And therefore, what happens? The reflection of consciousness becomes possible. Just like it is more polished, the surface is polished, and that makes it possible. Like that, idameva bhogasara. So now what leaves the gross body? Just the Sukshma Deha leaves the gross body. And in the Sukshma Deha, there is bound to be the reflection of consciousness in it. It cannot be without the reflection of consciousness. So therefore, it is not Atma that leaves. Though people say Atma leaves the body and what Atma comes and goes, what Atma comes and goes? Sthanurayam achaloyam. Achalam, that what comes and goes is called as samsara. That what comes and goes is samsara. This Jagrat Swapna Sushupti comes and goes. Atma does not come and go anywhere. Our language is also such that I went off to sleep. Where did you go to sleep? Means where? Where did you go? You tell. Where did you go? Oh, I went, huh? I slept. I went off to sleep. He has gone to sleep. Where has he gone? You tell us, where? Huh? How did he go? By bus, by plane, by on foot? How? Where is that going? No going and coming. Achaloyam sanatanaha. Achala, this Atma. And then they show some pictures also, nicely drawn pictures. Atma is going like that and like that. And then people give, oh, Atma is going here and there. Yeah, Atma is some sparrow or what, going from here and there? Huh? Atma is some sparrow. What? How now, they make such pictures also and talk like that, but who goes where? When it is said this Atma is Achalaha. What is going then, that is to be inquired. It is the Sukshma Deha. What is the Sukshma Deha called? Linga Sharira. Why is it called as Linga Sharira? Because it is the indication of consciousness. But what are the elements of this Linga Sharira? So the pentad, there are three pentads of Jnanendriyas, Karmendriyas, Pranas, and finally two more, Mana and Buddhi. This all becomes the Linga Sharira or the Sukshma Sharira. Okay. So now let us remember, Atma aata hai, Atma jata hai. What nonsense. No one, Atma doesn't go anywhere, comes from anywhere. Jivatma aata hai, jata hai, matlab kya? What do you mean by that? When is this Atma called a Jiva? With the conditioning of
ignorance.
Avidya. You read it? Then it is called a Jiva. What applies? Even with the conditioning may be such. Yet where will this Atma go? Does not go and come. And that is what one has to realize. As long as one feels, I am coming, I am going, then he is superimposing the body, the Linga Sharira on Atma. Okay? When you say, I am coming to Chennai, I am going from Chennai, what is that? What is that? You are the body is in motion. So there is movement associated with the body, but the movement of the body, you are superimposing it on Atma, on the self. And therefore you are saying, I am coming, I am going. No, this I does not come, I does not go. It is this, so over here, this is to be understood. So from one body to another body, Atma goes. It is the Sukshma Deha that you are superimposing the Sukshma Deha and the dharmas of the Sukshma Deha on Atma and then saying it comes and goes. And therefore, this is all ignorance. Asmin Sukshma Sharire Jiveshwarayoho Avasthitihi Swapna Avastha. Identification with this Sukshma Sharira. Pay attention to this. Identification with the Sukshma Sharira. Sukshma Sharira means what now? Subtle body. Okay? Sukshma Sharira means the subtle body. Identification with the Sukshma Sharira is called as Swapnavastha. Is the state of dream. Okay? In this state, there is no identification with the gross body yet happening. Okay? When the identification with the gross body happens, it happens through, first of all, there will be identification with the Karana Deha, then identification with the Sukshma Deha, And then there will be identification with the sthula deha, the gross body. Okay. So swapna avastha, jiveshwarayoho avasthitihi swapna avastha, asmin sukshma sharire. So identification with the sukshma sharira is itself your experience of dream. Asmin vijnanamaya kosho, manomaya koshaha, pranamaya koshascha santi, evam sukshma srishti prakaraha. Now, we will see this in forthcoming pages, but over here he gives you an indication that the Vijnanamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, and Pranamaya Kosha, Kosha means a cocoon. Kosha means cocoon, or Kosha also means the scabbard of a sword, the cover. Like how the caterpillar gets trapped inside the kosha. Exactly like that, one is seen as if trapped. Identification with these is the trap. And what are these koshas? The pranamaya kosha. And there will be identification with the pranas, and that itself will become kosha. So identification itself is the bondage, the kosha. Okay? So then there is this pranamaya kosha, manomaya kosha. So here are the cocoons in which the self gets bound. Okay? And vijnanamaya kosha. These are the three koshas, and they also fall into they are the part of the sukshma deha. So sukshma deha can be seen in two ways. One is that you can call it as linga shariram, A. And another model of understanding the Sukshma Sharira is the trio of the three koshas. Okay, Pranamaya, Manomaya, and Vijnanamaya. So this is the model through which we understand this subtle world. So the world is just not gross world of, stones and mountains and rocks and rivers. Okay. All this is world. Evam sukshma srishti prakaraha. Then what happens? Now he turns your attention to understanding what is this gross world. Okay. Sthula. Sthula means something that is perceptible, tangible, accessible through the senses is called as the gross world. Okay. अथ स्थूल सृष्टि प्रकारः उच्यते. क्या होगा इनको?
Swamiji, yesterday you had left at the pranas, so that one line about the pancha pranas, if you can cover that also.
Surely.
It got missed, yes. So it got missed between yesterday and today.
Okay. All right. What happens is Akashadi Rajoguna Samashtya Prano Jataha. Now we have understood that it is from the Sattva Guna of all the five bhutas, five elements, what gets created individually from the Akasha Sattva Guna, one Jnanendriya is created. What is that Jnanendriya which gets created?
Srotrendriya.
And then from the Vayu,
Tvak.
Tvak. From Teja,
Chakshu.
from the Aap,
Rasanendriya.
Randriya.
and from this Prithvi.
Prana.
Granendriyam.
So also from the Rajoguna of the Panchamahabhutas individually, from the Akasha, what comes?
Prana.
No.
Oh, Vak.
Walk.
Vak. It is not English walk. Okay? Vak. Vani.
Vani.
Then from the Vayu,
Pani.
Pani. Grahanendra.
from Teja, the Rajoguna of the Teja.
Other.
So now we understand that, from these Sattvaguna and Rajoguna, these things come. Now, the Samashti, when the Rajoguna of all, the Sattvaguna of all the 5 elements is clustered together, it becomes Antakaranam. Okay? So also the cluster of the Rajoguna from all the 5 elements becomes the vital air, the prana. Becomes the prana. This prana is, it gets divided into 5 different pranas. And why is this division there? Again, it is because it is basically the air which is conducting the various functions in the body. Okay? Various physiological functions are conducted by this prana only. And therefore, this vital air now is in 5 different modes, and that is prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana, bhedena, panchavidha. Okay? Is that okay?
Okay.
Right. Now, we are not going to go into the details of what are the functions of these panchapranas, because when we are going to do the pranamaya kosha, etc., the author is going to tell us. So we need not hurry up and, jump to those topics at this moment. All that is required for us at presently is to only remember, this is how it is.
Okay.
All right. Evam Sukshma Srishti Prakaraha. Thus, now we have understood how the Sukshma Srishti comes into existence. What is the Sukshma Srishti and how has it come also we know. Okay. Atha Sthula Srishti Prakara Uchyate.
Tamo Pradanya.
Yeah, what happened? Somebody wants to say something. You want to repeat this line? Okay, you can repeat it. Atha Sthula Srishti Prakaraha Uchyate.
Sthula Srishti Prakara Uchyate.
Atha Tamo Guna Pradhanani.
Atha Tamo Guna Pradhananya.
Apanchikritani. Apanchikritani.
Apanchikritani.
Akashadini.
Akasadini.
Panchapi Bhutani.
Panchapi bhutani.
Pratyekam.
Pratyekam.
Dvidha Vibhajya.
Dvidabhijya.
Tatha.
Tatha.
Ekaikam.
Ekaikam.
Ardham.
Ardham.
Chaturdha Vibhajya.
Chaturdha vibhajya.
Swarthabhagam.
Svatabhagam.
Vihaya
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 Uttara
Tara
Bhutartha Bhageshu
Udhardhatu
Bhageshu
Sanyojanam
Sanyojanam
Panchikaranam.
Panchikaranam.
Karanam.
Okay. Atha Sthula Srishti Prakara Uchyate. If you remember, when Parameshwara, Ishvara looks at this tamasi Prakriti, this tamasi Prakriti, what happens to her? She bifurcates, shivers and bifurcates and becomes Avarana Shakti and Vikshepa Shakti. From this Vikshepa Shakti, the Panch Mahabhutas come into existence. Now these Panch Mahabhutas are also Trigunatmaka. So now the Tamoguna part, Amsha of this Panch Mahabhutas, we have seen what happens to the Sattvaguna Amsha. We have also seen what happens to the Rajoguna Amsha of the Panch Mahabhutas. Now comes the Pancha Mahabhutas Tamoguna Amsha. Atha Tamoguna Pradhanani Apanchikritani. Mind you, now the Sattva Guna and Rajoguna does not gets mixed with each other, or the Sattva Guna of the Akash and Sattva Guna of the Vayu. This mixture is possible only in Tamoguna. Okay, so what happens is Tamoguna Pradhanani Apanchikritani. This all the five bhutas with now predominance of the Tamoguna, they are apanchikrita. Mane means that they are yet not mixed with each other. Apanchikrita. Okay. What is this panchikaranam? He will tell you. Akashadini panchapi bhutani. Now all these five mahabhutas. Now when we are saying the five mahabhutas, what exactly do we mean? Only the tamoguna amsha of the pancha mahabhutas. Don't forget this. We don't mean the total pancha mahabhutas. What do we mean? Only the tamoguna amsha of the pancha mahabhutas. Now, pratyekam dvidha vibhajya. Now, as if this thing, some drama is happening. Every mahabhuta, that tamogunamsha, now splits into two, like dichotomizes. Okay? Splits means not that, as if cutting a cake and keeping two. It's just a split like thing. Gets, and then dvidha vibhajya. Then you have two halves. Correct? Two halves. Out of those two halves, one half of every mahabhuta further gets divided in four. Got it? What happens to the first half? It remains intact. What happens to the second half is that it gets divided in four equal parts. Then one part of Akasha goes and joins the Vayu. Then another part goes and joins the Teja. Then the third part goes and joins the Apa. And the fourth part goes and joins the Prithvi. So also from the Vayu, the same thing happens, that 1/4 of the half, which means it is 1/8 of the total, goes and joins Akasha, goes and joins the Teja, goes and joins the Apa, goes and joins the Prithvi. So also it happens with Teja. Aap and Prithvi. Now you look at them, all of them have 8 parts intact. First half and the other 4. But the other 4 now are belonging to different Mahabhutas. The proportion gets completed. But now this is the mixture. So there will be somewhere the Akasha element will be prominent because it is half. Then somewhere the Vayu will be prominent because that is half with which it is. And then the Srishti that we are looking at, we are experiencing this, is the Parthiva Prithvi. Parthiva Jagat means where there is only predominance of Prithvi. We aren't even aware of, we do not even know what has happened to the other 4, where there is universe with Akash as the predominant element, where there is with the Vayu as the predominant element, with the Agni as the predominant element. We do not know all that we are seeing, and we are just confused, and we are thinking this itself is so overwhelming, is only the Jagat where the Prithvi element is predominant mixed with the other 4. And that's why this is Parthiva Sharira. Why is it called as Parthiva? Because it is with predominance of the Prithvi element. Got it? All right, so now we are going to see that. Vibhajya swardhabhagam vihaya itara bhutadabhageshu sanyojanam panchikaranam. This is called as panchikaranam. All the 5 elements get mixed with the other 5. The other 4. Panchate. Dvidha vidhaya cha ekaikam chaturtha prathamam punaha svetara dvitiyam shaihi yojanat panchate. Now there is, everything is pancha. Akash plus 4, Vayu plus 4. That's why it is panchikaranam. Panchate. All right? So now we have understood pancha. Now, evam krite panchapi panchikritani bhavanti etebhyaha panchikritebhyo bhutebhyo brahmandam tadantash chaturdasha bhuvanani teshu chanda jarayuja swetaja udbija Rupa Chaturvidha Sthula Sharirani Annadi Bhogya Vastuni Jatani. Now, Panchapi Panchikritani Bhavanti. Thus, we have understood that all the 5 elements have undergone what is called as Panchikaranam. The Panchikaranam. Okay, that word, let us keep it that way. Panchikaranam. Then, etebhyaha panchikritebhyo bhutebhyo. Now, from these very elements, these panchikrita elements, the Brahmanda is created. The cosmic egg. Brahmanda comes into egg. In the womb of this cosmic egg, Chaturdasha Bhuvanani, there are what? 14 different spheres of experience. Chaturdasha Bhuvanani. Teshu, and in those Bhuvanas means, places to live. What is there? The bodies also come into existence, and these bodies that we observe around us of the living beings is what? Andaja, born from the egg. By breaking the shell, they come out. It could be the birds, it could be the reptiles, so on and so forth. So, Andaja, Jarayuja. Then there is the other one, which is born from the placenta, Jarayuja. Jarayu means the placenta. So when the mammals, so when the offspring is born, it comes as if wrapped in the placenta. Okay? That's why it is called as Jarayuja, born from the placenta. Then Svedaja, born from the moisture. The amoeba and things like that. How do they happen? They are not born from placenta or eggs, but they come from the moisture. So that what comes from moisture is Svedaja. Udbhija, that which breaks the ground and comes out, the trees and grass and things like that, plants, they are Udbhija. So we recognize all these are different bodies. So the jiva lives in these bodies. And therefore, we recognize whether it is a plant or an insect or a worm also, everything is living beings, everything. We don't need to, so we were not required to be taught here by, the modern science, the plants are living. And oh no, we always knew that. It was always. Teshu cha, andaja, jarajuja, svedaja, udbhija, chaturvidha, sthula sharirani, and these are the fourfold gross bodies. And the bodies are also created, and the appropriate food, etc., or that through which the experience now of the world has to be gained, gross world, those objects also come into existence. Okay, whether it is the winter and rain and sun and everything. Bhogya vastu nicha jatani. All right. Asmin sthula sharire jiveshwarayoho avasthanam jagrad avastha. So identification with the gross body, etc., with the gross body is itself called as the Jagrad Avastha. Is called as the waking experience, Jagrad Avastha. Jiveshwarayoho avasthanam Jagrad Avastha. Idam sthulameva annamaya koshaha. This is the gross body. And this itself is also called as Annamaya Kosha. The kosha meaning the covering, the sheath, which is the modification of the food. Which is the modification of the food. Annamaya koshaha evam sthula srishti prakaraha. Thus now you have the body, you have the instruments through which you're going to gain the experience, the place to live, the body, the place to live, then the, what do they call, the jnanendriyas, karmendriyas, manabuddhi, with everything now there is there. So now this is what you call as the world coming into existence. Okay? So this is how the world comes into existence. This is the model presented by the Upanishad. Idam karana shariram, sukshma shariram, sthula shariram cha, pratyekam vyashti samashti bhedena dvividham. Now, you have understood what is karana shariram. You have understood what is the sukshma shariram. You have understood what is the gross body, meaning the sthula shariram. Pratyekam, and these three bodies, now you can understand it from yet one more perspective, and that is the perspective of totality and individuality as the unit, as a singular unit, and as the totality. Okay, pratyekam vyashti samashti bhedena dvividham. Vyashti means the individual unit, solitary. And samashti means the total, dvividham. Now he gives you an example. Sadananda Yogindra also in Vedanta Sara gives this, which is very useful. Vanam gramaha ityadi samashtihi vrikshaha griham ityadi vyashtihi. What is a forest? Total collection of trees. The totality of those trees is called as the forest. So, what is the relationship of the forest and the trees? The tree is the individual part, and the forest is the totality. So, what is a village? The total collection of all these huts, okay, or of the houses. And what is a house? The individual part of the village. So now you have what? Vanam and Grama. These are the examples of samashti, totality. Vrikshaha, the tree, and one house. This is the example of Vyashti. So you should know what is the relationship between Vyashti and samashti. Because when you start understanding and appreciating this relationship between Vyashti and samashti, now your upasana can become more intense. Okay, this is how even the upasana will start becoming intense. That we will see sometime. But you have to understand the relationship between Vyashti and samashti. So this is the relationship between Jiva and Ishvara. That's why. Okay. Further, evam sarva shariram samashtihi eka shariram vyashtihi. All the sharira, all the body together, sthula, totality of the gross is samashti. And the vyashti, this individual body, is a part of the total gross body. You have to understand that this part does not have any independent existence apart from the total whole. If you want to segregate it, you cannot segregate it. It will perish. It cannot be there. And therefore, this individual does not have any real independent existence, just as the air in your lungs cannot be separated from the total air. So you say, oh no, this is my air, I'm not going to give it, and I don't want anything from others also. You will suffocate and die. The air will get released. Any which ways, the air is air, outside or inside. It is just air. But when the air is sharirantar vayu, means the vayu in the sharira, sharirantarvarti vayu is called as prana. That's it. This prana is not different from vayu. Like that, this individual is not different from the total gross world. Nothing. You are a part of it. Okay? So therefore, now what have you understood? What is called as samashti? Sarva shariram is called as samashti. Samashti is one. Vyashti, 1 plus 1, it appears like that. Eka shariram vyashtihi. Now, what are you going to talk about samashti and vyashti? That when the samashti is the conditioning, and what is condition? What is condition? When the conditioning is of samashti, that's okay. The conditioning is of samashti. But what is conditioned by this conditioning? Are by consciousness, existence. And therefore, when the consciousness has the conditioning of upadhi, of the samashti, it is Ishvara. And when the conditioning is that of individuality, it is called as jiva. Consciousness remains consciousness. It is the difference in the conditioning which makes the consciousness appear as Ishvara in one place and as jiva in another place. But what is the nature of this jiva now? Individual. And what is Ishvara? Total, complete. Okay, totality. So that is it. Tatrapi, tatra samashti upadhikaha Ishvaraha, vyashti upadhiko jivaha. I think this much is enough for this evening. You can think about it. We have done how is this, what is the Karana Shariram, what is the Sukshma Shariram, what is the Sthula Shariram, and then what is Vyashti and Samashti. Please think about it so that you will be prepared to understand more through this chapter. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashikatau Vande Bhagavantau Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murtibheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyaptadehaya Dakshina Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you all. Thank you very much.